Kearney, sharing stories about people and places around beautiful Gwinnett County and beyond. Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Southern living at its best.
Good morning, all my Gwinnetians out there in Gwinnett land and all of my friends around the world. It's a beautiful day here in Gwinnett County, 62 degrees, going up to a high of 67, so it's going to be almost 70 degrees today, y'all. That's the craziness that we call Georgia, but I'm not complaining because it could be 7. So 60, 62, and 67 is all right with me in January, so I'm okay with that. Hope you guys are having a beautiful day. I had some technical problems right out the gate. Everything looked fine. And as soon as I went on the air, of course, something happened. But it's okay. I'm back. It took me a second to get it all together. Today is Talk Business Tuesday. And so I'll be talking about, today I'm going to be talking about starting your own magazine. Because that's one of the things that I have been doing for a long time. Publishing, I've been in the publishing space for a very long time. I think this should make 20... It's probably more like 23 years because I've been an entrepreneur for 26 now. So publishing, I've probably been around for about probably 23 years. And I started out with my own little newsletter and, I love magazines. Like people like coffee. I like magazines. So I've always loved magazines. And so I've always wanted to be in this space. And I started going to places over in New York and because, New York was supposed to be the publishing capital of the world. So I started going over to places like New York and hanging out with the publishing people and just having a good old time. And so I'm going to be talking about what you need to do to start your own magazine today, because I feel like we need to make sure that as business owners, we're getting our information out to everybody. And the way to do that is to be able to leverage all of these wonderful platforms like publishing. Like magazines are not dead. They are still a great way for people to get their information out. So I'm going to talk about that after I get through the horoscopes, and we're going to talk business about, starting your own magazine today. All right. So listen, today is Tuesday, January the 3rd. It's also National Chocolate Covered Cherries Day. Now, what's crazy? I like chocolate covered strawberries, but I've never liked chocolate covered cherries. I don't know why. But I've never liked them. It's also Drinking Straw Day. They made a day for drinking straws. Listen to this one. It's Fruitcake Toss Day. Throw that in the garbage. I want to say something else, but this is a family show. I don't like food. Looking at fruitcakes make me nauseous. It's too much stuff in there. It's too much stuff. It's Festival of Sleep Day. It's also Humiliation Day. Let your pride go and be free to accept other people and their differences. Nice. International Mind Body Wellness Day. Listen, that's the time you start to get everything in order. Mind Body Wellness. It's National Right to Congress Day. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of y'all do that anyway because, there's a lot going on in Congress. Women Rock Day. Yes, we do. Women Rock Day, National Women Rock Day. Happy birthday to Intel Roberta's. It's her birthday. Katie McGrath's birthday. Yes, happy birthday. Eric Brian Colin's birthday. Greta Thunberg's birthday. J.R.R. Tolkien's birthday. Don't know who he is, but happy birthday. Lloyd. All right, the singer Lloyd. Happy birthday, Lloyd. Cute little fella. Katie Thurston's birthday. Jisoo Kim's birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson is a Capricorn. That explains some things. Happy birthday, Mel Gibson. And happy birthday, Reagan Rewards. Happy birthday, and many, many more, you guys. Many, many more. All right, let's keep this train rolling. Let's get on with these horoscopes brought to you by Noted Astrologer Micah 1000 for today, Tuesday, January 3rd. We're going to kick it off like we always do, and that is with Aries. Romance can be exciting if you are spontaneous. Go on trips if at all possible. You need to obtain additional details that will lead you into strange topics of conversation. Okay, now listen here. What kind of strange topics of conversation you about to get into, Aries? I don't know now. Be careful. Be careful. Them strange conversations could lead to other things. You don't want that to happen. Taurus, do not allow colleagues to hinder your ambitions. Go over your finances and figure out a solid budget. Be careful not to lead someone on if you're not truly interested in them. Okay, listen, don't do that, Taurus. If you know you don't like that person, stop playing games with people. This is not the time to play games with people's feelings because people are really sensitive these days. So, we don't want you to end up a statistic, okay? All right. Gemini, confronting a situation will only result in indignation and misunderstandings. Your partner may blame you for everything. You need to take some time out to decide what you want to do. All right, look. So I co-host a podcast with Dr. Linda Chin, and she is a pastor, and she always has really great. She always have really great conversation based on biblical knowledge and biblical words, right? And we were talking yesterday about confrontation. Like, an episode comes on the first and third Monday of the month at 2 p.m. Permitted that she's not traveling or doing another service, but yesterday was her episode. So if you get a chance, her website is lindachinministries.com. Just listen to what she had to say. She talked a lot about, partnerships and confrontation and how to handle them, and how to say things and how to do things. And it was a really good conversation. So I said all that to say, sometimes, Gemini, confronting people, it's the way you say it, it's the way you come to them. And she gave me some really good advice. She gave a lot of us that will listen to the show really good advice on how to do confrontation, because confrontation doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing. So, but it's the way you present the comment. This is the way you start the conversation that could avoid the bad confrontation versus what could be a cool confrontation. Okay, so if you get a chance, lindachinministries.com, check her out. Cancer, do not push your opinions or try to reform your emotional partner today. Your irritability, I always get there's too many R's in there, irritability, will lead to family squabbles. Your communication skills are at an all-time high. You know what's crazy? Here's what's crazy, right? So I get up, I get ready to do my show. My mind is set to do the show, and then I have a technical issue. Then I have to get my mindset back into doing the show. So I don't know if you guys noticed or not. Maybe you didn't, but I noticed. Then I'm kind of like off my game a little bit. Like, the words are not flowing like they're supposed to. So I have to just keep going. But sometimes stuff happens, listen, y'all know me. I'm all about being transparent and open here. Like, when I start to fumble, that means something behind the scenes happened. And because this show is live every day, anything can happen, like it did. So I looked at the studio, everything was great. I went on air, not so great. So now I'm kind of rattled, trying to get myself back together. But anyway, let's keep this train rolling. Leo, you can make money through solid investment plans. You have more energy than the rest of the people you live with anyway. Drastic changes regarding your personal attitude are evident. All right, look. So who you live with, Leo? You got more energy than everybody in the house? Who do you live with? I'm just saying. In the meantime, you can make money through solid investment plans. Here's the thing. This is what I always say. That sounds good, and it's probably true. Just make sure you do your due diligence and understand what it is you're investing in and what your returns are supposed to be. All right? Because, listen, because they say it's going to be that doesn't mean that. That's why I said it's supposed to be. Just do your homework. That's all I'm saying. Virgo, try not to allow your partner to lead you astray or upset your routine. Don't bother getting even. They'll make themselves look bad. A passionate party for two might be just the remedy. All right, look at you, passionate party for two. Sounds good, right? I know you need to have a passionate party for two. That way you and the partner are not fighting. You know what I'm saying? So do the passionate party for two. I know you're tired. Do you want peace and happiness, or do you want to just complain and whine and be upset? Do the passionate party for two. That's all I'm saying. All right, I'm going to go to the song. I'll be right back after the song to bring you more of the horoscopes brought to you by noted astrologer Micah Thyssen. Stay tuned.
Living for weekends, wishing I could take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be lost again and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate above the ground and make eye contact with clouds. Now I'm rising, I'm soaring above it.
Kearney, bringing you the daily horoscopes brought to you by noted astrologer Micah Thias. I'm going to pick it up with Libra. You may want to take a trip. However, before you do, make sure that your car is serviced properly. Don't let them blow situations out of proportion. You should be in business for yourself. All right, Libra, you should be in business for yourself. Here's the thing. Start as a side hustle. That's all I'm going to say. As a matter of fact, starting tomorrow, I will be putting side hustles on the business page of goodmorninggwinnett.com because there are so many amazing side hustles. Yes, I'm going to share videos from people that I've found doing amazing things, people that are talking about side hustles, just good content that you can use and learn from. And I thought about this and I said, on Wednesdays, I'm going to make a side hustle Wednesday so people can go to goodmorninggwinnett.com and just look at some of the side hustles that are being done out there. And people are killing it. They are killing it. So if you should be in business for yourself, Libra, but start out with a side hustle, right? Unless you got the money to go full time, then do that. But if you don't have the money to go full time, or if you're going into something totally new that you don't know about, start on the side so that way it gives you time to learn about the industry, to get everything lined up, to get everything in place to where it's supposed to be, and then go. Right now, just don't go running out there full time. I did that. That was not a good thing, but that was 25 years ago. Things are way different back then. Start part time, start as a side hustle, then go full time once you get your footing and money's coming in the door. You know what I mean? Your revenues are coming through and all that good stuff. So just take your time. Scorpio, hidden assets can be doubled if you play your cards correctly. You have done all you can to sort things out on a personal level. Try not to allow your partner to lead you astray or upset your routine. Look, it's a whole lot of partner stuff going. What is going on today? This sounds like one of them couples days. What is it? A full moon? An equinox? What is it? Something is going on. In the meantime, listen, don't let your partner lead you astray either. I'm just saying, what is going on with these partners today? You got upset partners trying to do too much. What is happening? All right, Sagittarius, it might be best to work on your own. If possible, do your job out of your home today. Don't try to get even without having all the facts. Limitations at work might set you back. All right, so you got to get a lot of stuff done today. Sag, you got to get a lot of stuff done. Work from home. Just work from home. That way you can get more done. Co-workers not in your way. Boss is pissed off because they had to come back to work because, the holidays are over. I know. That's what's wrong with everybody. Holidays are over. They're back to the routine. Go stay at home and work if you can. Capricorn, don't let friends or relatives rule your life. Not everyone will be pleased with your plans. You will have to control the way you feel. Look, it's all about you. Everybody won't be pleased with your plans. That's their problem. You control the way you feel, and don't let your relatives and friends try to rule your life. It's about you today, Capricorn. All about you, baby. It's all about you. And you stand your ground, okay? All right. It's your life. It's about you. Aquarius, your confidence is growing and advancement is apparent. Your talent will be recognized. You will be extremely sensual. Oh, look at you, sensual. Take precautions and don't take any risks. Take precautions. Listen, okay. So all that went together kind of weirdly, right? So you'll be extremely sensual. That's what it says, sensual. Then it says take precautions and don't take any risk. Now, when I put all that together in my head, that comes out on the other side. So I don't know what exactly that means, Aquarius, but be careful. Don't take any crazy risks. In the meantime, folks are looking at you. Your talent is going to be recognized for all the good work you've done and how talented you really are. All right. Last but not least, my fellow fish Pisces. Focus on what's important rather than spreading yourself too thin and accomplishing little. Shut the front door. You're talking to me today. Listen, Michael Thias, you're talking to me. Find out if they have other commitments. You will be misinterpreted if you get involved in other people's problems. I ain't getting involved in nobody's business. I don't know about you, fish, but this one right here got to focus on that first part of the horoscope. Focus on what's important. Other folks' business ain't important. I'm just saying, I ain't getting in nobody's business. It ain't my business. So I don't know about y'all, because I know sometimes we can be a little nosy. Sometimes we build, not even nosy, sometimes we just want to help everybody and do everything. Not today, fish. Let's focus on getting this bag done. Focus on what's important. Listen, and stop spreading yourself too thin. Yes, that would be me. I woke up this morning. It was so funny, though. For real, I woke up this morning, and I was like, you know what? I got all these things that I do. I got all these parts in my company. I wanted to pick one to focus on, right? So today I'm focusing on my Visibility 360, which is the marketing plan that I created that helps you grow your business, right? By being in a magazine, because I have a magazine, Noisemaker Magazine. I'm a media and marketing company. So I have a magazine, this podcast network, newsletters, online website, internet TV. I have all that. That's all under my company. And so I was like, I'm focusing in the next 30 days is going to be on Visibility 360. That's what I'm focusing on and pushing it out. Now that's one of the main focuses, but I still got a couple other things like making sure the app gets into the app store and comes out on the 15th. That's the Gwinnett 411 app. So anyway, spreading yourself too thin. I hear your stars. I hear your universe. I don't know about you, but I'm gonna heed some of that. Don't spread yourself too thin and pick something to focus on. I know we're fish. That's kind of hard for us. All right, that's all the horoscopes I got for you today. I'll be back again tomorrow at 10 a.m. to bring you more of the horoscopes. Now let's get on to this show. So today is Talk Business Tuesday. But first I got to say this. I meant to say this at the top of the show. I was watching football last night. I was watching the Cincinnati and the Buffalo game, and I saw the young man collapse on the field, and my heart just, I was shook pretty much for the rest of the night. I was shook. And I was reading the book. So, I told y'all I started a book club yesterday. The book and I had to decide which book I wanted to read. So I decided I wanted to read Create Something Awesome by Roberta Blake. So I was reading the book when it happened, and I'm looking at him because my husband watches Monday Night Football, and I see him make the tackle. He stands up and he just passes out, and they had to give him CPR on the field, and it was devastating to watch because his teammates were just crying, and I'm like, oh my God, this is not good. So let's keep our prayers. His name is DeMar Mullins, I think it is. Please keep him in prayer. Just go Google him on Google. You'll see he played for the Buffalo Bills, and he collapsed on the field last night, and his teammates were just devastated. I was devastated. It was crazy. It was so sad to watch, and it was so devastating to the point where they canceled the game. Like they totally canceled. The game was completely canceled after that because he stopped breathing. They had to give him CPR on the field, and it took him about 9 minutes to, I guess, get him to breathe again. And then they took him out in the ambulance. But 24 years old. His name is DeMar. I won't say Mullins. Keep him in your prayer, y'all. But anyway, I said all that to say I was reading the book Create Something Awesome by Roberta Blake. And it is really a good book starting out. I got through 1.5 chapters. My goal was to read 1. And I probably would have continued to read 2 had that not happened with the kid on TV on football. But anyway, that's my book. And so the book is about building a YouTube channel. It's a book about creating content, right? Which is why I want to talk about magazines today. And I could talk about this stuff all day long. But the reason I decided to buy Roberto's book was, one, I met him at Podfest a couple of years ago. He was so nice. And he spoke at Podfest and I spoke at Podfest. Now, he is a YouTube marketing expert, right? He's a YouTube expert. I'm not. I suck at YouTube. I'm trying, and I want to get better. Not trying, I'm going to get better. But I realize I have to learn from people who are great at YouTube. So, I bought his book. I had a chance to speak with him at Podfest. He spent like 2 hours in the hallway sitting down talking to us about YouTube and what you need to, just really a nice guy. So I bought the book. I was like, okay, I'm going to start with Roberto's book because, I need YouTube. I need to get my YouTube channel up and running because YouTube is making all these great changes. It's helping creators. And I need to have my 1,000 subscribers on my channel and my 4,000 watch hours when all this stuff kicks off in February. And so I decided to read Create Something Awesome by Roberta Blake. It's in Amazon, but I did include a link in the description. So if you guys want to read along with me, get the book and let's build these YouTube channels together. That's one of my things. So Good Morning Gwinnett is my main YouTube channel that I'm focused on, putting up great content over there. I've been putting content on YouTube since I started this podcast, but there's not a lot of video content. So I'm gonna start working on video content and shorts and live streaming from events and things like that. So I'm excited about that. And so check that out. That's going to be, I'm reading that book right now. It's called Create Something Awesome by Roberta Blake. It's in the link is in the description with all of my links. So you can just check it out in the description of the show and click the book and read along with me. Here's the thing. If you're listening to me right now on Spreaker, this the Spreaker has a chat function where you can actually come onto the show and chat with me and share your thoughts about the book on, in the chat, and I'll read them off on air, because my goal is to create something awesome. That's my goal. My goal is to create something awesome, and I already have something awesome. This show is something awesome. Even with all the hiccups that I have, it's something awesome. My other awesome thing is my magazine. So the magazine is called Noisemakers, and so I wanted to talk to you a little bit about starting a magazine and why you should start one, or why you should want to start one. So here's the thing. I know that we're busy, especially small entrepreneurs, micro entrepreneurs, solopreneurs. I know we're all very busy, right? But the more you get your name out there, the more exposure you create for you and your company and your brand. And so me personally, that's why I have so many media outlets. I have Good Morning Gwinnett, I have Noise TV Network, I have Noisemaker Magazine, I have the Noise Report newsletter. I have all of these things, and I have the podcast, all of these things. That's because my goal is to be a household global brand. And the way to do that is to create content and to put out products. So Noisemaker Magazine is my magazine. Now, if you have thought about starting a magazine, or you say, why should I start a magazine? Nobody reads magazines. Sure they do. They read them. Here's the good thing about where we are right now. There are companies like MagCloud, right, which is a company that I've been using forever. You can actually set your magazine up, design it and everything, put it over in MagCloud, that's MagCloud, create a digital version and create a print-on-demand version. That's why that's so hot. So if you want to create a magazine, and let's say you got a big following. So my distribution for my magazine is a little bit over 20,000. And so when I say distribution, I have practically 14,000 followers and connections and friends on just LinkedIn alone. Just LinkedIn alone. So that's 14,000, and I have 3,000 over on one Instagram account, 1,000 on another Instagram account. I got 2,000 on over 2,000 on Facebook, over 1,000 on Twitter. That comes out to about 20,000, right? Plus the print that I get done when I'm out networking and I'm handing out the magazine and stuff like that. So, if nothing else, you would have a product in your hand that you can show people what you do. Even if you did a small magazine, right? Let's say you did a small print newsletter, 4 pages, right? It has a front cover and 2 articles on the inside and your ad on the back. Now that's not a magazine. A magazine has way more pages, but that is a newsletter. You could take that newsletter when you're out networking and show off your stuff. Especially if you're an introvert. If you are an introvert and you hate talking to people, then create you some kind of publication that you can hand out when you're out there. Now, a newsletter is very inexpensive to print and get done. Put you a beautiful cover about what the story's about on the inside. Put 2 articles, and on the back put an ad about you. That's not hard to do. Now, you can go do all of this right over in Canva. Everything I do these days creatively is done in Canva. Pretty much everything I've done, everything I do is done right in Canva. All you got to do is go in Canva and pick magazine, and then you can go in there and take out as many pages and add as many pages as you want. My magazine is 16 pages. That's all it is. But it's beautiful, it's well printed, and when I go out and I hand them out, it's like, oh, that's nice. So think about starting a magazine, because it's going to increase your exposure, right? Not only that, it could be a possible another revenue stream for you, because you could actually ask people, do they want to advertise in your magazine? It could be a revenue stream for you, and it's not hard to do. So here's the steps to get started. 1, what are you going to talk about? What's going to be the name of the magazine? What is the magazine going to be about? My magazine is called Noisemakers, and it's about people making noise in business and in their community. So it's called Noisemakers. And when I say making noise, that means they're doing things. They're movers and shakers. Things are happening. That's what it's about. And I came up with that because I wanted to stay on brand with Noise Media Network. So Noisemakers is the magazine. Now, when I do my articles, it's articles about stuff about the chamber, because before I stepped down, I was the vice president of the chamber. I decided to step down last week. Stuff about the chambers, welcoming new members, articles about business, articles about other stuff that I'm doing and I'm going to expand that this year with more articles about business and training and marketing. So you have to first decide what your magazine is going to be about. Once you decide that, come up with a name. And then once you do that, what you're going to write about? What's your topics? If you know that let's say you're an interior designer, right? Then your topics are based around interior designing, specifically to what you do, right? There is a way for you to go in there and write articles based on your experiences, things that you've come up with. Like if you know that people wanted to do interior designing, they don't have a big budget, write an article about that. Write an article about being an interior designer and designing on a dime. There used to be a show, Designing on a Dime. I don't know if the copyrights or the trademark to that is owned by somebody, but if you're an interior designer, designing on a dime, designing on a dollar, and you write some tips to help people, and then you go to events where your audience is. So if you're an interior designer, you want to go to events where there's going to be realtors and real estate agents and developers. That's where you want to go, because you want to get in front of those people, and you hand out your newsletter. That's what you do. And it opens doors. And oh my God, this because everybody's handing out a business card. Now let me tell you something. I get people don't like business cards, right? So they want you to scan the business card and all that. I can honestly tell you that I have scanned people's little QR code thing, and when I tell you I don't know who they are after I walk away, I really don't. Because I'm not going back through my phone going, who was that I scanned again? I'm not doing that. So I've scanned the card, and I tell you, I have no idea who I've scanned after I scanned it. So people think that's cute because it's digital, but people forget you. Because if you're out, so don't do that. I get it. I know why. And I'm a tech person. But when I tell you there are people like me who if I'm talking to a lot of people, which I talk to a lot of people, and someone tells me to scan a QR code because they think that's really cool because they don't have a business card, because business cards are obsolete, I'm not going to remember them. I don't even remember, half the people in my phone. I was looking at my phone the other day, and I was like, who are all these people? People that I probably scanned a QR code for and don't remember who they were because I don't have a business card. I like business cards. So I asked people, do you have a business card? Because now I'm going to take the business card. I'm going to look at the business card. I'm going to go visit your website. I'm going to add you to my database. Now I know who you are. Scanning the QR code does nothing for me. But anyway, I said all that to say, if you're the only one in the room passing out a newsletter or a magazine, trust me, it's going to be noticed, and people are going to take it home and they're going to read it. So here's the steps again. First, figure out what you want to talk about, what your magazine is going to be about. Then figure out the title of your magazine, what you're going to call the magazine. Then find you some articles to go in the magazine. You can write them yourself, but there's a lot of content out there on the internet that you don't have to write yourself. You can get it and repurpose it and fit it to your niche. Put all your branding on it, your telephone number, your email address, all your branding goes on the magazine. So that way when you drop it off into somebody's hand and they take it with them and they read it later, they're going to flip it over and they're going to look for, who published this? It's you. And so, and then make it digital and print. So now you can make it digital, make it look really nice. Go to MadCloud, create a free account. It's free, right? And you have the option to make it a free publication, or you have the option to do print on demand and digital with subscriptions. You have all these options. So it is a great way, and it could be another stream of income for you. I use it for marketing purposes. Right? I don't hardly have any ads in there. I use it for marketing purposes because it allows me to show people that I'm a media company and also the work that I do. So that's what I do. So I just wanted to share that with you because I want people to know that magazines are not dead. Go to Barnes & Noble and let me know what you see over there. People, magazines are dead. Magazines aren't dead. And should you start, and here's the thing, if you don't have the time to start your own, go to Fiverr and tell somebody, listen, I need you to create me an 8-page newsletter or a 16, 24-page magazine. $200, you got a complete magazine completely done for you. That you now take the PDF and upload it to MadCloud and have a print on demand and a digital version of your magazine. Fiverr is your friend. I know I say it all the time. Fiverr is your friend. Yes, Fiverr is your friend. All right, listen, that's all I got for you today. It's Talk Business Tuesday, but I'm finished talking. I'm going to go to my last song, then I'm going to come back and close it out with my words of inspiration for the day, so stay tuned. That battery dead already.
So you're stuck in the middle, huh? I guess we're stuck in between. Life is a riddle, yeah. And I don't know what it means, no. This is what it feels like. But you're not alone, 'cause I'm just like you. Let's share out and hitchhike. There is nothing we can't do. Baby, as long as I got you. I'm gonna open up my eyes this time. Open my heart and do it with a smile. I'm gonna love, give me your love. You're stuck in the middle, yeah, you're stuck in between. Things can only get better if you know what I mean. Once in the air, you realize what you want, the things that you dream of, and the things that you don't know. This is what it feels like. But you're not alone, 'cause I'm just like you. Let's share out and hitchhike. There is nothing we can't do. Baby, as long as I got you. I'm gonna open up my eyes this time. Open my heart and do it with a smile. I'm gonna love, give me your love. I'm gonna open up my eyes this time. Open my heart and do it with a smile. I'm gonna give me your
Welcome back. So listen, guys, that's all I got for you today. But before I go, I want to give you my words of inspiration, and here it goes. It says, your present circumstances determine where your present circumstances don't determine where you can go. They merely determine where you start. Ooh, let me say that again. Your present circumstances don't determine where you go. They merely determine where you start. Neil Cuban said that, and he was right. Right now, it doesn't where you are right now does not determine where you can go. Here's what determines where you can go: where you start and how much commitment you're going to make to getting to that place, right? Because that's important. And a lot of times it's the commitment that throws people off, because yes, it's a lot of work, to try to be great at anything. I don't care what it is. You're trying to be a great athlete, you're trying to be a great lawyer, you got to study for hours. You're trying to be a great doctor, you got to study for hours. Trying to be a brain surgeon, whatever, a great entrepreneur, it takes time and commitment. That's what's going to determine where you can go. Is where you start and the commitment you make to getting to where you want to go. That's what's going to determine that. And it's up to you. At the end of the day, it's up to nobody but you. I watch people, I hear them say things they want, and then I watch what they do. Now, listen, let me say this. People have said that about me, I'm sure, because I say I want this, and then I do something totally opposite or nothing at all. So I'm not throwing shade. It's just the truth, right? But the things that I really want, I do them like 4 days a week. Hello, listen to me right now. The things that I really want, the legacy that I'm trying to create, I'm committed to that. And so that's what you got to do. You got to do it no matter what, no matter how you feeling, no matter what ups and downs you go through, no matter what setbacks happen, no matter what challenges happen. I was so annoyed when my microphone just did some kind of junk this morning. I want to just like cancel the show. And I was like, nope, it's going to be 5 minutes late. That's all. Because I'm committed to building this legacy. And yes, there will always be bumps in the road and obstacles. But here's what you do, baby. You figure out how to knock the obstacles down or how to go around the bumps. You know, you're driving down the street, right? You see the speed bump in the middle of the street. And people hate going over speed bumps. And if you see any room on the left or right side, what you do? You try to go around so you don't have to go over the speed bump. Same thing. Same thing with whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. You just got to know what to do and how to do it. And have a vision for where you want to go. That's all it's going to take. A lot of hard work and commitment, having a vision for where you want to go, and starting from where you are right now. That's all I got for you today. Could have been anywhere in the world, but spent the last 37 minutes with me, which was a very short show today. Spent the last 37 minutes with me, and I love and appreciate you for that. Listen, be sure to, in the description, get the book. Join me on the book club. Go look in the description of the show. There's a whole bunch of links. Click on any of them. When you click on those links, they support me. But when you click on Create Something Awesome, join me in my book club. Because I'm going to have a book club. Every time I finish one book, I'm going to start another book. Because listen, I'm dedicated and committed to making this thing what I want it to be. Like the vision when I close my eyes, when I see it. But it's going to take me learning some stuff. So why do I have to go out there when I can learn from the best of the best? Roberto is one of the best in the game when it comes to YouTube. Why not learn from him? There's another guy that I'm going to buy his book next. His name is Sean Cannell. The best of the best in the YouTube game. I'm learning from all of them. Why? Because they've written books to help me. And so guess what I'm going to do? The next book I'm going to read is probably going to be that book. So I can make sure I got all my YouTube stuff out the way. Then I'm going to branding. That's what I'm doing. So get the book. It's called Create Something Awesome by Roberto Blake. Join me in the chat tomorrow. If you read the first chapter, let's talk about it, because I'll be talking about it with you if you come into the chat room. Okay? All right, that's all I got. I'll be back again tomorrow at 10 a.m. God willing. You guys stay safe out there. And until next time, my friends, until next time, make it a great day. Bye, y'all.
You've been listening to Good Morning Gwinnett. Make sure to tune in Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time to find out what's happening around Gwinnett. If you like this episode, subscribe now and share with your friends. To learn more about Noise Media Network, visit noisemedia.us.